you're thinking about moving to Virginia's beautiful mountains and valleys, and more specifically towns like Waynesboro, Virginia. Well, in this video, I'm going to take you into several different neighborhoods here in Waynesboro and kind of show you what you could get if you were looking to purchase a house in the $500,000 neighborhood. And we're going to get started right now. If this is your first time to the channel and you want to know everything there is to know about living, sleeping, playing, eating, everything about Virginia's beautiful mountains and valleys, then click on that subscribe button and touch that bell icon so you can be the first to be notified about everything there is to know real estate-wise here in Virginia's mountains and valleys. Hi, my name's Stephen Gleason, along with my wife and partner Leslie, and we get phone calls and emails every day from folks just like you who are looking to make a move to Virginia's mountains and valleys, and we absolutely love it. So whether you're looking to move in 9 days or 90 days, just click that subscribe button and touch that bell icon so you can be the first to be notified about all the current market information here in Virginia. Now, as I mentioned, today we're in Waynesboro, Virginia. I'm going to turn around. You can just look over my shoulder here and see some beautiful mountain views here in downtown Waynesboro, Virginia. But in particular, I wanted to just kind of start off our video, show you a little bit of a historical landmark here in town. This is the Wayne Theater. The Wayne Theater was originally built and opened in 1926, so almost 100 years old. It was originally opened as a vaudeville type theater along with a movie theater as well. It had an orchestra pit in it, and in 1929 it was upgraded to have talking motion pictures. And it stayed open throughout the next 40 or 50 years or so, and unfortunately in 1980 a severe fire went through it and destroyed the insides, but it was rebuilt into a twin cinema movie theater, and unfortunately the twin cinema movie theater only lasted until 1999 and the business closed. The good news is, though, that in 2016, the theater reopened, and now it is part of the Waynesboro Community Theater. And they use this building, and they also have great educational programs for the children here in the neighborhood. As a matter of fact, over 14,000 children have passed through this neighborhood, or have passed through this particular theater here in educational programs. So really neat thing, investing back into the community here. So if you're looking for a great play in town, or instrumental or vocal evening groups, things like that, I'd recommend you come on down to the Wayne Theater. You're probably going to get some good entertainment here in the Wayne Theater. As I mentioned, we're going to look at some houses now. So let's go ahead and let's get to our first neighborhood. So we're here in our first neighborhood. We're here in the Anna Marie district, and as you can see, we've got a lot of new homes that are being built here. The homes in this neighborhood have being built about 2005, and like you see, they're currently being built today. This neighborhood is about 10 minutes from probably your shopping, 10-15 minutes from the main part of your shopping area in Waynesboro here. And the homes here vary. You've got single family homes, you've got townhomes, villa type homes, and so you really have a lot of different options here. One of the cool things also is that there's trails, there's ponds, there's green space. It's all been built into these neighborhoods out here, so it makes it very, very nice. As well as there's an HOA fee here. This particular home we're going to look at, it's only $200 a year, so you get a lot for that. And they also have high-speed fiber optic internet coming into the neighborhood out here as well. So that being said, I want to just go ahead and take a look at our first house over here behind me. And this particular property recently sold. As you can see, it's a new construction as well. It was built in 2021, right on here on the corner. It sold for $485,000. It has 3 beds and 2.5 baths, and it has 2,369 square feet. And that 2,369 square feet, that breaks down for a new house to about $205 a square foot. One of the cool things is it has its master bedroom on the main level. The whole suite is down there. It's got fireplaces, granite, of course it has granite countertops, things like that. And that's a lot of the features in this particular neighborhood. You got a lot of those higher end features. And like I say, one of the other things too, just kind of look around and you can see up here in this particular home, you've still got some nice mountain views back there as well. So that being said, we're going to go ahead and give you an idea of the house that you can get in this kind of neighborhood here for about $500,000, and we'll show you some more of those on the way out, and we'll go to our next neighborhood. in our next neighborhood here, we're in the Silver Creek neighborhood. Silver Creek is really a small area here in Waynesboro. It's at the end. It was a newer development, started about 15 or so years ago. And it's like back in the back behind like Mondamain here in town. And but there's some really neat houses in here. You're looking at probably for the most part about $500,000, $600,000 range. And a lot of them are getting fiber optic cable available now. Most of the lots here are about a third to a half acre lot, and they're about 1,500 to 3,000 square foot homes. So this particular home behind me, though, is the one we wanted to take a look at. This arts and crafts style home recently sold. It sold for $499,000. It was built in 2008, and it has 4 bedrooms, 3.5 baths. It also has 3,049 square feet of living space, which breaks down to about $164 a square foot for a relatively new construction, about 15 years old. That's a pretty good price here in the Waynesboro area. It does have a 2-car, 500 square foot garage as well, and it sits on about 4/10 of an acre. It has an open concept to it, which makes it really nice. Of course, it's got all the newer upgrades like the granite countertops. It also has a main floor master bedroom. It has one of the things I like about houses that have lofts in them. This one has a loft, and so you can actually use that for a 3rd bedroom if you wanted to. And it has a gas fireplace as well. So, like I say, you can see it sits up here on top of the hill, so you can get a little bit of the view of the mountains over here in the other direction. But we'll drive through the neighborhood here, and I'll show you a few of the more of the houses here in this particular neighborhood so you can kind of get a feel for it, and we'll see you in the next neighborhood. We're here in our last neighborhood. We're in Panorama Estates, and Panorama Estates, most of the houses in here were built within the last 5 to 25 years ago, and they are literally 2 minutes away from everything that you need here in the Waynesboro area. The really neat thing about this particular neighborhood is there's a lot of large lots. Most of the lots out here are at least 1 acre, and some of them, certainly a little bit more than that as well. Most of the houses here you're going to find are in the upper 4s or in the lower 5s. And this house that you see behind me right here recently sold. This traditional style home sold for $500,000. It was listed for $489, but sold for $500,000. Only 4 days on the market, so a very popular property. And the reason is there was a lot of nice upgrades in it. There's a granite kitchen in it. There's over $100,000 in upgrades in the last 2 years was put into this house. So it was really market ready and really ready to go. It's got a gas log fireplace and a floor to ceiling stone fireplace. It's just a really, really, really nice place. The other thing about it is, as far as I already mentioned its price, it was built in 2006. It has 4 bedrooms, 2.5 baths, and it has 2,700 square foot that's above ground. You break it down, that's about $185 a square foot. The other nice thing about it is it has a 1,698 square foot basement as well, which is totally unfinished. So you can would be able to make it into whatever you wanted to make it into. So. And it does sit on about 1.5 acres of land. So that's here in the Panorama Estates neighborhood. And I'll just go ahead and drive through the neighborhood once again, as I always do, and show you some more houses before I wrap up the video here in just a few minutes. So I hope you've enjoyed the video, and I hope it's been a help to you as far as looking for a home in the Waynesboro area in the $500,000 range, or hopefully you've maybe even learned some things about some of the communities here in Waynesboro and a little bit about Waynesboro, maybe some of the features that you'd like in a home as well. But I just kind of wanted to wrap the video up today. I'm standing here in front of, as you can see, a Holiday Inn Express, and it was several years ago that Leslie and we decided to pick up where we'd been at for multiple years and to move out here into Waynesboro, Virginia. All of our kids were born here in Virginia, but we had moved out of the area, and we'd always had a desire to move back, and we were able to do that. Perhaps many of you right now, or some of you, are thinking about moving to a different job, or maybe just to a different area where you can enjoy the beauty and the recreation, or perhaps you're looking for a place to retire. Multitude of reasons, but I can tell you this, that it's not an easy decision, especially if you're from out of the area. If you're moving from one side of the valley or whatever, that's maybe a little bit easier move because you're familiar with the area, and would love to help folks do that as well. And but especially if you're moving from outside the area, it can be a very big decision. It's not something I know that you take lightly, and I know it's not something that Leslie and I took lightly. And so that being said, we'd be happy to help you and to answer your questions and to make sure that you really understand as much as we possibly can explain to you the Waynesboro, the Stanton, the Charlottesville, Harrisonburg, Lexington areas, all of the areas out here. And I can tell you this, though, after Leslie and I made that decision, we never regretted it, and we still never regret it as of today as well. We love being out here in Virginia's mountains and valleys, and we would highly recommend it to anybody else who wants to live here as well. So if you're thinking about that move, give us a call. Like I always say, give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email. The information's all down below in that description, and we want to help you make your move to Virginia as smooth as possible. And like I always say, until next time, we'll see you around town.